Okay. So it's being recorded now. So let me just go start from the top and just scroll through. So on the recording, you guys can go back and see what I have checked versus what I do not have checked. I don't know why I did set the meeting to automatically record once it started. So I don't know why I didn't do it. My bad, y'all. Um, what platform you recommend for rookies? In my opinion, most user-friendly is Robinhood, but as you learn and get better at trading, you will probably eventually want to go to like Webull or Thinkorswim. Robinhood can get real glitchy at times. And sometimes like you get in and sometimes they execute late. So like it could screw people sometimes. Why not the rejection blocks? Because again, my strategy. So listen, ICT is kind of like, for those of you that know basketball, it's kind of like the triangle offense, right? The triangle offense is not a set of plays. It is literally a format or a structure, and then they just play out of that. That's all it is, right? It could be a
Yeah,
back.
basically, you don't need to know all them PD ratings. Hell, I don't know all them PD ratings. I just know the
Exactly.
basic. I know the basic shit. I know the unicorn models and
Right.
stuff like that.
Keep
But
it
and
simple.
he'll tell you in his teachings, he has over 30 years experience in the markets. It's fucking impossible to know all of his shit. Like,
Right. Keep it. I can't stress that enough. Keep it simple. Because when I started like, oh, let me learn about order blocks. Oh, let me learn about mitigation blocks. Oh, let me learn about propulsion blocks. Oh, let me learn about rejection blocks. Oh, let me learn about fair value. Like trying to combine all that crap together, and you keep it simple and then add to your bag if you want to, right? So that's exactly how I'm treating it. My trading concept is more about trading liquidity, right? Again, I'm looking for displacement or manipulation, right? On a higher time frame.
so hold up. So what he said about liquidity, when I be in check tagging DOL, DOL, that's draw on liquidity.
Right,
I'd be like, hey, that gap might be DOL. That means the gap might be where price action is going there.
right, right. So liquidity is also like targets, right? So just real quick, because I'm not trying to turn it into that type of class. I really wanted to get to what we saw. But so real simple. Any of you that watch ICT or any of the beginner videos in ICT talks about that, right? Above buy side liquidity is going to be your buy stops. Above below sell side liquidity is going to be your sell stops. Price will draw to that, right? It'll draw to that to either manipulate or it'll draw to that for displacement. Okay. Price at the end of the day, no matter what concepts you trade, whatever, at the end of the day, price is essentially doing two things according to ICT. It's moving from external range liquidity, which is going to be your highs and your lows, to internal range liquidity, which is going to be your fair value gaps, back to external range liquidity, right? It's either going to do it what, right? That's all that's going to happen, right? So in this situation, price moved from external range liquidity, right? Moved past this internal range liquidity and now looks to be bouncing off of this internal range liquidity here, this fair value gap. Now, if price is going to continue with that bounce, then it's going to move back into this internal range liquidity. If it beats that out, then we're looking at external range liquidity again to be retested. Or if price were to just break through both internal range liquidity in both fair value gaps, which again is internal range liquidity, then it's going to seek out external range liquidity down here at sell side. Okay. Then it gets a little bit more advanced, concepts like, what's high resistance liquidity versus low resistance liquidity. I'm still really understanding that concept and backtesting it. So I am not going to teach it because I'm just not there yet. Okay. But liquidity, pretty much understand. So back to that SPY call out, right? First thing you got to do is frame your trade from the higher time frames, right? Once you understand what the higher time frames are doing, then you can start to frame your trade, frame your bias, etc. Okay. So I put here, what is the higher time frame doing? What is FTC showing? Right. Monday, we went inside. So for me, that like I know FTC for the daily would be green, but overall we're in a downtrend, right? We're coming from visiting and taking out highs, we end up in a downtrend. So even though this day shows green, I know it's an inside day, right? So I know that it's still it's still looking bearish, right? On the week, again, the only reason why the week would be green is because the week hasn't uncoupled from the daily. But if I were to go to the weekly time frame and look at previous weeks, right, I would see that we're just coming back from a big drop, which flipped full time frame continuity to bearishness. Okay. Higher time frames are also bearish Monday and excuse me, Monday, month and the quarter as well, too. All right. So again, even though that these are showing green, I'm highly aware of what the higher time frames are doing and where we are in the trend. Intraday sweeps of liquidity on like the 15. I don't know what none of that means. ICT, yeah. So it's definitely not a beginner concept. Um, we do definitely have beginner courses in the educational channel for sure. So we can definitely start you there. But tonight, I'm going to be honest with you, there's going to be a lot of concepts or things in terminology that I'm throwing out. If for those who have somewhat of an understanding of either the strat or the ICT, but it's okay though, right? Nobody's telling you to leave, stay in, listen. If it's something you don't understand, ask. I'll try to quickly explain it to you. There's no such thing as a dumb question. I think you said your name was Trex, so okay. Well, yeah, the block stuff. Yeah, obviously we can certainly explain that. And you just joined the group, so you know what? That's fine. We actually do explain some of the ICT concepts, and we have also dropped in ICT videos in there as well too. But yeah, just stick with us, and I got you. Any questions you have, we'll definitely explain. Right. Anyway, just looking at the higher time frames and seeing what they're doing. ICT wise, right? Market structure is broken to the downside here once this low gets taken out, right? Market structure to the upside, we took out, excuse me, no, that's not market structure shift to the upside. That is, what is that? Change of character or change in state of delivery? If I'm not still working on those two concepts, but because we didn't displace above, it's not a market structure shift to the upside. So, but because we displace down below, we actually get a market structure shift to the downside. So looking at that on the daily helps me to frame what I'm seeing, right? Um, Hold on a second. Happy to have joined. Cool. Yeah, COCH. Okay, cool. All right, good. All right, so that's the higher time frame. Then we can zoom in on the hour. This is what I do, right? Maybe not the exact same things that Sal does, but this is what I do. We can zoom in on the hour, right, and see what's going on. So we see that we run up into a fair value gap here. We have not displaced above it. We also do have highs
Hey,
here.
look, hold on.
What's up?
Is so we do have quite a bit of beginners in here. Do not get discouraged. We are, this is a class for beginners and some of our more experienced traders as well. Just, because some the terminology can throw a lot of you all off. Don't let that, be like, fuck this shit or whatever. But this is more or less the way me and him trade, and we're trying to educate the rest of the group, you know, on doing so as well.
Yep. So again, same concept. You zoom in, right? And you see internal range liquidity here, right? This is a fair value gap. We have internal range liquidity. Now, without getting too deep into it, we'll talk about fair value gaps in a different class and like fully explain how to react to them. But so far, this fair value gap has not been violated, right? So the expectation is because we've dropped, right? This is a drop. We've broken market structure to the downside here, right? And we haven't changed direction until we take out this high. But because of this drop, the expected move would be that price comes into this fair value gap and bounces and continues to drop. right?
Now if y'all notice early in chat, the guy, by the Discord name called me Jared. He was like, y'all take profits. Whereas shit, I didn't say nothing because I didn't want to be like, man, fuck that shit, stay in and play with them. But I personally knew that, hey, if this doesn't go under this fair value gap, then this shit not dropping at all. Like me personally, I view fair value gaps shorter as, launch pads or whatever. If it doesn't go below them or don't violate them, we are absolutely going up above. Yes, there was, a bearish fair value gap, and we had a bearish breaker above, but it just didn't go below the bullish fair value gap. So I knew exactly where price was going at.
So just to give a visual here, right? Fair value gap, the expected move, right, is this. After price drops down, comes back into the fair value gap. If the bearish trend is going to continue, the bears step in and knock it right back down, right? That's bearishness. If we're expecting that, if the fair value gap is going to hold. Now, if it's not going to hold, price comes down, maybe like knocks about a little bit inside of the fair value gap and then breaks to the upside. If it breaks to the upside, in other words, displaces outside of that fair value gap, then price is probably going to seek out the next level of liquidity, which is
Kevin, keep on, Kevin. I hope I'm not butchering your name. That analysis explanation that you just put in chat, you're absolutely correct, bro.
right. And then Roderick, yeah, it could turns into
That's the guy. That's G De Niro. He don't talk too much in chat.
Mhm.
I've had a few conversations with him, and I I think that's QQQ he trades, but I know he be trading the hell out of
Yeah,
that SPX.
yeah. So yes, you
He
are correct.
um he do quite a bit of studying too.
Yeah, no, I could tell. Like, I mean, the fact that he's putting out IFVG. Yes, you're correct, but in the interest of the beginners, I'm not going to go to that concept. But yeah, I do. I have watched videos on a lot of videos on those, so I do kind of tend to look for them. One of the, I guess I don't want to call it trading strat, but one of the concepts I use within the liquidity structure trading that I do is, yeah, looking for liquidity sweep followed by identifying the opposite fair value gap, right? So like if it sweeps the lows, I'm looking for a bearish fair value gap to get violated, and boom, that's my inversion fair value gap. Once then I know like once price comes back into that fair value gap, boom, we going long, right? But coming back to the example, um, yeah, so that's one or two ways that price action should play out when it comes to the fair value gap. So again, we have not started Tuesday yet. We're just on the hour kind of framing things out. We know where our low is on the hour, which is at 53.94. We also know that we have some other targets along the way, right? So I do mark out sell side liquidity, but I do also mark out these lows as targets as well too, because they could also be targets on a smaller time frame, depending on which time frame I'm deciding to enter, right? So we got that. I'm not going to mark this out as a target because I'm looking to see if price is going to keep pushing and go bullish. I'm looking for displacement above this previous high right here. So let me actually, my bad. Let's bring it over here. Let's change you. Get rid of you. Come back here. Change that white, and then we'll label that um, previous high, right? Just for illustration purposes, right? So that's the hour. Okay. Then for me personally, I don't really go down into the 5 minute. I'm still trying to work with the smaller time frames, keeping a stack. You're talking to a swing trader who's learning to scalp. So for me, it's like I'm still in that mindset of, stay with the higher time frames. But yes, you can go into the 5, the 3, the 1. I think Sal uses mainly 3, 5, and 15 for the smaller time frames. So for me, what I did was I zoomed in into the 15-minute actually once the market starts and opens up. I don't really mark up the 15-minute too much. I want to keep it clean.
Now,
As
also, if you all are not comfortable on that five, You do not have to use that. That's just personally what I use. You know, some of you all may only like to trade on the 30 minute or the 65 minute, etc. It's all about comfortability and what you understand as pricing just in the market. Now, I'll also tell you all, don't be afraid to tag anyone, any admin or moderator or anyone that's in the Discord that is, have some experience with them. Like we all are family, literally, and I mean that with the utmost respect to each and every one of y'all. Because some things I don't know, like the Haitian chick, that's in there. Sometimes I'll hit her up and ask her stuff, or sometimes I hit Phil up, sometimes I hit Tinshaw up. I don't know it all. Yeah, I do know a lot, and there's a lot of people who knows a whole hell of a lot more than I do. But a lot of people can't also execute. You know, you don't want to get into that habit of just knowing shit and not executing or just taking action. Also you do not have to trade every single day. Sometimes price action just sucks. Now tomorrow it should be a trend day up or down. You know, now that don't mean go heavy. Because shit price might be whack at first, but I
Mhm.
can pretty much guarantee you we gonna have a trend day up or down tomorrow.
Right. Okay, so before we get started with playing the bar replay, right? Just these are the things that I go over in my head as the day starts out. All right. First, on the daily, right? I marked out this daily fair value gap up here because if we go to the daily, we'll see it. Let me see, make sure that's the right one. 557.76. And then, yeah, okay. So marked out the bearish fair value gap up here, right? I definitely want to mark that out. And then on the inside, on the hour, I'm seeing a confluence here of not only a daily fair value gap, but then also we have a bearish breaker block, hourly bearish breaker block right here, right? On top of that, there is a bearish fair value gap. So not guaranteed, but that tells me that if price were to take out, like let's say we want to run, if price wants to take out this high up here, take out this high and then take out this high, you might find some resistance around this range, right? Why? Because you have internal range liquidity, fair value gap, a bearish one at that on the daily, and then on the hourly, you also have a bearish breaker block stacked below a bearish fair value gap as well too, right? So you might find some resistance there. However, on the flip side, on the downside here, we have a daily fair value gap. And what's inside of those fair value gap, that daily fair value gap on the hour, are 1, 2, 3 fair value gaps there, right? So if price were to drop and let's say take out this target, it might sweep the lows and bounce based on the fair value gap below on the daily, combined with you're seeing a structure break in fair value gap right here as well too. We will talk about the significance of structure break in fair value gaps. Just this ain't the class for it. Um, we're just gonna go ahead and play it out, but let me stop. I see somebody put something in the chat. Of course, you can always come off mute and ask questions.
I have a quick question. I know Sal was saying that, there was a guy in the chat earlier that had said take profit and he didn't say anything because the candles never broke below that the bearish fair value gap. I mean the bullish fair value gap, even though they closed below the bearish one. Would you have made your stop loss like below
The fair value gap.
like
So the bullish fair
the
value
bullish
gap
one, like all the way where that low candle is? It's not quite a hammer, but
right here.
it's yeah, uh-huh.
So it depends on what time frame the entry was taken. But so if I'm taking this on the daily, then yes, violating this fair value gap would be where I put my stop loss. However, if I take this on, let's say the hourly, right? I'm not interested in staying in it for this long. I might either use the violation or the invalidation of this fair value gap or this one as my
Mm,
stop loss. More than likely, it's going to be this one if I want to keep it tight because structure
right.
and fair value gaps tend to be stronger than regular fair value gaps. And again, not the class for it, but we can certainly explain why.
Okay. I
All right.
appreciate that. Thank
No,
you.
no problem. No problem. So that's the hour right there, right? So again, I'm just looking at how the confluences are. In my mind, I'm kind of layering them on top of each other, right? So this tells me we might find a lot of resistance up in this area. This tells me down here that we might find some pretty good support, right? I'm also aware of what price is gonna do with this fair value gap. As Roderick said, if price breaks above this high, displacement above this high, and up and outside of the fair value gap, then this now flips into an inversion fair value gap. Long story short, should be support for the bulls. That's why I'm saying inversion fair value gap. The bearish fair value gap might get invalidated since there was not displacement, and the hour is more like question. Huh? I'm sorry, I don't understand. The bear, like I get what you're saying, but what's the last part? Is more like question. Oh, it's more like a question. I'm like, wait, dog, you throw according to Castles it is very short. Yeah, if there's not displacement, wait, hold on. Let me reread what you're saying because I'm visualizing. The bearish fair value gap might get invalidated since there was not displacement on the hour. You mean there wasn't displacement to the downside, so we're going to reverse and invalidate the bearish fair value gap? I heard my name. Okay. Sorry. Now I understand. Okay. Yeah, right. Because I mean, because that's the idea, right? Because we're not getting displacement to the downside. So, trend is, probably going to reverse, right? Instead of continuing on. But yeah, definitely. No, I said Roderick, not Doc, but what's up, Doc? De nada. Okay, so just give me a second. Let me get this out before I go back to answering the questions, right? So again, on the daily, I'm layering the confluences together, right? I'm kind of, you see, I'm kind of framing where my targets are, where liquidity is, right? So I know, like, no matter what my bias is, I'll know what to do if the market goes against, I guess, I'll know how to trade it, whether it's bearish or bullish, right? Which is the reason why you saw in the group we literally made money off of both puts and calls today, right? It was just all about timing and execution. So from the hour, again, I'll go down into the 15-minute, right? And just kind of see what's going on there as well too before the day starts. And here we have a bearish fair value gap that did get violated. So we actually have an inversion fair value gap scenario. The idea is with this bearish fair value gap being violated, it should now act as basically a double agent for the bulls, and price comes back into it. Price trades back into it, and then the idea is that it bounces off and continues pushing up, right? So that tells me that we have a chance if this holds as an inversion fair value gap, not to mention the bullish fair value gap that it also created as well too. If that holds that support, we bounce up, we're probably going to take highs. And now not only did we take highs, but we also displaced above the hourly fair value gap as well too. All right, so let me go ahead and get rid of this. Close. All right, let's play it out. So I want to point out, right, on the hourly fair value gap, this is why I keep it open. You see how the 50%, the consequent encroachment so far is still being respected. Yes, we haven't displaced above this fair value gap to go bullish. However, you shouldn't be thinking bearish at this point either. I'm just pointing that out. Where are we at? 15. That's Monday. Oh, my bad. This is all overnight stuff. My bad. Okay. Oh, keep going. Forgot what we were trading. All right. Let's go back. to here. All right. So 9:15, market's getting ready to start. But you see, right, we ended up trading outside of the fair value gap of the hour, right? But then coming right back to the upside after sweeping lows, turtle soup. We swept lows and right back to the upside, got displacement above this high. And as you can see, the continuation's going. Let's see. Okay. As you can see, the continuation's going. So let's see what happens next. Keep playing. Ten o'clock drop. So this is honestly where I took shorts on the Qs. I mean, it's going to be very similar, but it was right around here, right? If we look at the Qs, I don't have time to go back in, but this is why I got into puts on the Qs because I saw that a higher high was made, right? We broke structure to the downside by getting displacement below. And yes, I know it traced back up, but once price action, I just wanted to go over this real quick. How can I put it? So the idea behind the liquidity concept is this. Once you get price action that breaks structure, we get displacement to the downside, right? Currently, we're on an uptrend here. We finally get displacement to the downside by taking out this low, closing below this low. So we get our displacement, right? What I would normally do, what I would do is look for a fair value gap, that bearish fair value gap that gets formed. That should act as resistance when price trades back up into it, right? So it's exactly what price does. I'm going to go over it slowly. We get market structure shift to the downside. This is on the 15-minute, right? Market structure shift to the downside, right? And I'm seeing the fair value gap that gets created. I know we have a high up here as well too, but seeing a fair value gap that gets created. So at this point, I'm looking to see if price trades back up into the fair value gap and respects it to continue pushing down. So play.
If it's anything that you all are not understanding, please speak up.
So that would have been my entry to the downside right there. And then what would my target have been? Let me get rid of this. Entry to the downside, my target would have been the lows, right? So I know it's something small. Or if you wanted to use something like on the hourly, right? What I have marked out, the hourly target down here, if you wanted to use that, then you could try to use that as well too. Or you could target this low down here. I have them all marked out as targets. So for me, since I'm still a little new to this, right, to the scalping, sometimes I don't go out the money like Sal does. He's a lot more comfortable with scalping. So I usually choose kind of the closest target, but then I'm aware of all the other targets below. So if it like basically drops past my first target and displaces past it, then I'm probably not going to exit the trade. I might trim, but I'm probably not going to exit the trade and continue it, right? I'll probably get comfortable enough to, be able to say, all right, then I'm gonna just go ahead and get, a little bit further out the money. But for me, with learning how to scalp, it's more about just being right, not necessarily trying to get as much money as I can out of the trade, if that makes sense. Let me stop. I see we lower highs, higher low. Yeah. So again, we made a lower high, right? So again, entry. Um, keeping it stack, I probably entered early, a little bit earlier because of work, but good entry here and play it out. So we get all three targets taken out. Doesn't matter what strike you would have gotten. If you would have gotten a 545 put, 546 or 547, it would have been decent money, right? Again, you're not necessarily trying to go for home runs, right? You're just trying to, if you get like what's Sal jumping out at like what anywhere between 30 to 60%, unless it like really just takes off. So don't think you have to go like 100, 200% on these trades. It's really about precision strike.
So, all right. So, like when you messing with SPY QQQ, this is something a lot of other people don't understand too. You only need a piece of the move, like early in the day, and then what price or the market really shows its head exactly what it's going to do. That's when you get the higher percentage of trades because it's like it's clear as day what the market is going to do then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's clear as day when you see like the manipulation. It really like if you focus on training your eyes to see like again liquidity.
Yes. So I'll also tell you all this here. I highly suggest that you all get that market structure indicator. Which it will have CHOCH, CHOCH, and also what I forgot the name of the other one. I can't think of it right
Market
now.
structure shift,
Yeah, that, but there's another
change
one
in
that I,
state of delivery.
yeah, but change the state of delivery, BOS. You're right.
Oh,
You are,
break a structure.
yeah.
Got you.
Sorry about that. I got scatterbrained for a second. I think those will help you all out tremendously. And after you see those trades, even if you're not in a trade, if you're paper trading or whatever, you can start to see the moves and
Right,
how the candles form and just
right.
you can get more or less anticipate price, a lot of times. So it's like if a ticker does this, then you react off of it and you do something the opposite or whatever to basically score.
Yep,
You only, generally, I'm only shooting for to score 20, 30% a ticker.
yep,
Of course, I do quite a bit more than that, but that's generally, all I'm shooting for.
yep.
So you should train yourself like internally. Hey, look, this ticker only has to go here, and then I'm out of the trade. Now, the problem lies, I think, in majority of people, and that's getting greedy. Fuck that, I want 60%. Fuck that, I want 150%. And then price goes the other way, and then that's when you get your ass cooked. And that's when you be having, oh, please, God, please let this shit go this way. Then,
Right.
you sitting, man, I'm down $3,000. I'm down $5,000, whatever, you know.
Antoine, he'll put it in the chat, the indicator he was talking about. Can you put those two? Yeah, Josh is asking for
Yeah,
that. So if you could put it in the
I'll
chat.
the BOS indicator, that's all in the market structure. I'll take a screenshot of it and put it in my tab
Yep.
in the
Um,
Discord or whatever.
Kevin, to answer
Uh,
your question, hold on one second. Like you can talk, but just let me answer his question real quick. To answer your question, Kevin, you talking about so tapping into the fair value gap above. Yeah, you could look at it as double tops or equal highs. Yeah, ultimately, what all that tells me is where we are, and it's inside of a bearish fair value gap. We could not displace above the 50%, the consequent encroachment. And yeah, there's a high there, right? There's a high that was made there as well too, which tells me that if price were to try to revisit, at least immediately, it might get rejected again for a third time. But I believe ICT would call this like what turtle soup, and then it to go down to the next liquidity. Now, whoever was about to say something, go ahead.
you kind of answered my question and right there, but what candle would you have taken entry on if you like would you have waited on that first or second tester of the consequent encroachment?
So this candle is still bullish, even though it fails the consequent encroachment. So I probably in hindsight, that probably would not have been a good entry. However, I'm keeping it a stack and saying that I did enter on this candle because of work, and I knew I wouldn't have time to
Now
wait
see, now
in the
see me
next 15
personally.
minutes.
See me personally. Once I see price push into that, then I see the rejection. Then that's when I'm gonna enter. Now,
On the first
however,
candle or the second one?
on the first candle. Now,
Yes.
I'll say this here: a lot of people more or less probably shouldn't, because of they have small accounts because that candle, the next candle can go above it. So
Right.
I'm gonna say just playing things conservatively, you should wait for like the second one. But I do always enter the first one.
Yeah.
And then this one, the next candle, that's when you're gonna get that huge displacement
Yep.
because that's when sellers gonna take over and they get real ferocious.
Yep. So yeah, for me, I ultimately did it, again, just layering the confluences together. Um, Keep in mind, like I've looked back in time as well too. This is a previous high, right? Yes, it did get violated here, but price, returns back below it. So for me, I'm still keeping track of that, seeing if price is going to, get past that. This could still be a little bit of resistance there for price. And as you can see, after that high gets made, right? Because even though we're seeing full body candles here, if we were to go on the hour, this would be the wick, right? This essentially would be the wick. So yeah, I'm keeping that in mind as well too. Did you wait for the sweep of the hourly fair value gap? Nope. No, I didn't wait for it to sweep the hourly because the hourly fair this you talking about the sweep down here where it swept the hourly fair value gap down here, or you talking about where it swept up here? You probably talking about where it swept up here.
Yeah,
No,
the second one.
no, I didn't wait. Um, for me, I watched, obviously I knew, price was gonna kind of once it took out the lows here and then, that immediate reversal. Um, I pretty much knew at that point, like, okay, we're gonna probably try to take out this high that, as you can see, wasn't taken out before that point. Because we were still making higher lows here, right? From this low up to, I know it's lower lows here, but from this low to that low is still a higher low. And even from that low to that low, we're still making higher lows. So once I saw that reversal, um, I was like, okay, yeah, we're probably going to go ahead and take out the highs. But this happened, as you can see, before market hours opened up. So nothing really to do there. At that point, it was just about like just seeing how it was going to open. Had a feeling that we were going to have a drop, and then I wanted to see essentially. So it's kind of supposed to be like this, right? When if you're playing the liquidity, just to give you a quick diagram, if you're bullish, right? Start here, boom, boom, boom. Okay. So here, that would be your low, and that would be your high, right? And then here, let me move this up just a little bit. And then here we would have, let's say, your fair value gap, right? Make it look nice and pretty. Okay. So if you're bullish, right, the idea is for price to run it up. Okay. And as it's running up, it's breaking structure to the upside, right? Obviously, I didn't draw that, but this first leg is breaking structure to the upside. So now market structure is to the upside. Okay. Then you're looking for the retracement back into internal range liquidity, which will be a fair value gap. Look for that to hold and reject off of it, and then take entry. And this would be your target. This first high right here would be your target, right? And honestly, I have been back testing this on smaller time frames, but honestly, I've kind of been using it for my swings as well too. I'll have to go back and double check, but I believe Pfizer was purely an ICT trade. But that's what you're looking for if you're looking for bullishness, right? Start from one end of the liquidity down here. Sorry, up here. I'm going to show it to you on the bear side. So you start from the top, come down, right? On that first leg, you're breaking structure to the downside, right? Here's your structure break right here, this line right there. You're looking for that fair value gap that gets created on that first leg. Price trades back up into it, right? Rejects, and then your entry. And then again, your target technically should be this first initial low that gets made. But again, SPY is a mover. So, that target, I'm sorry, ES is a mover. So, that target or, the other higher time frame targets if you want to do it like that. Does that make sense? If there's any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I will try to explain it a little bit better if need be. Let me see.
Hey, Tensho,
Yes.
I do have a question. What you just drew right here, that first high. So you say you took entry at the bottom, and then you hit that first target, do you get out of the trade, wait for it to retrace, and then take another entry, or do you just hold it that whole time?
You talk about this drop here?
No, what you just drew and erased just now.
Oh, my bad, my bad. I'm sorry. My apologies. Okay, so repeat your question. My apologies.
So you said that you would enter right there, correct?
Right here. Yeah.
Oh, here. Okay, so
Yeah,
that
here.
first,
Right. So the first leg is not I mean, technically if you want to take it, sure, take it. But I'm gonna tell you what happens, right?
mm,
People probably don't hit the first leg exactly when it begins. They're probably like, oh, well, no, it's still low. It's still, oh, wait, it's turning. Oh, let me enter in right here.
exactly.
So then they enter right here, only for the high to get made, and then you get the retracement. So by this time, you probably what? Down 30, 40, 50%. So you
Exactly.
exit the trade only to feel like, and I'm only saying this because I felt the same emotions, only to feel
Hmm.
like a dumbass because you see it reverse on you. And you're
That's
like,
that's
damn, I should
that's
have
been
stayed in
me.
it,
That's
right?
definitely been me.
So what I've been learning from ICT is, oh no, where is it? Where's the little arrow guy? Ah, there you are. Okay. So what I've been learning from ICT, let me draw it. Oh, my bad. Let's reverse you. From ICT, I know that's a really big arrow, right? But that is, so the first leg don't mean nothing to you, right? You're actually waiting for that first leg to form. Okay, you're waiting for that high to form. Meanwhile, if it's going to be a strong trend, it's going to create at least one fair value gap along the way. And I want to be clear on that. That goes both ways now. I want to be clear on that. If this first leg happens and it does not create a fair value gap, I don't care what it does afterwards. I'm probably not taking the trade. Even if it reverses and goes up the way that I think it did, I'm probably not taking the trade. Right? Because it didn't create that fair value gap, not a strong trend move. Okay.
Understood.
So first leg happens, creates that fair value. I'm going to get to the questions in the chat. Give me a second. First leg happens, creates that fair value gap, right? Creates that initial first high, right? We all know, except for whatever reason we seem to forget in the moment, but we all know that tickers don't just move in one direction. We all know that if it's moving up, there's pullbacks along the way. If it's moving down, there is pops along the way. Hence, pump and dump, short the pop, right? Or what is it? Something and rip and run is whatever the hell it is. But you get the point. So when this first leg is happening, this is where you have to keep your emotion. I'm going to talk a little bit about mental shit now. This is where you have to keep your mental in check, right? Could I have gotten excited and taken entry up here and took a piece of this long candle? Absolutely, right? But look at where price retraced back up to pretty much damn near to my entry. Then I would have what? Exited the trade only to miss out on the real move. Okay, so during that first leg, check your mental. Hell, walk away. Okay, wait for that retracement back into the fair value gap. Let the fair value gap confirm that the bulls in this scenario are still in control. Let it confirm. Take that entry, right? Or you can wait until it displaces up and outside of that fair value gap. You can take the entry there, okay, with this as your target. And yeah, if it hits my target, right, I can choose at that point, trim, take the whole profit off the table, whatever. And to go further and answer your question, if I took a piece of this first leg, right, and then let's say price like takes out that high, right? Boom. And then let's say price comes back into that same previous high, which should act as support. Should, if the move is still true, should act as support. It either is going to trace back into this, especially and it's probably excuse me, it'll trace back into this with the possibility of a bounce, right? Especially if breaking this previous high was done with the fair value gap. In other words, the structure breaking fair value gap. Okay. More than likely, probability says that that fair value gap, especially if it's a one-sided one, will hold and price will continue up. So even if you miss this initial entry, right, you can wait for the retracement again and then take that entry. But this time, your high that you're targeting will be this high. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does make sense. But also, so after you accomplish hitting that target, do you stay in the trade?
So me personally, because I'm still learning like scalping and stuff, I get out. I take everything off the table and get out.
Yeah, that's kind of like Sal said, kind of like 6 to 10 minutes, maybe
Right.
get out of there.
Okay.
Right.
Now, in this scenario, though, let's come back over. Why are you not clicking? Let's get rid of it. Okay. In this scenario, though, like the real candles here, I don't have a reason, just keeping it a stack, I don't have a reason to get out of this trade because I got displacement, not a sweep. I got displacement so far on all three of my targets. So the idea behind that would be if we get displacement, price is more than likely going to continue trend. Doesn't mean it's a guarantee, but price is more than likely going to continue trend. In this case, we get bearish displacement, taking out this low, that low, and this low as well. So the idea is because we get bearish displacement, price may seek out the next liquidity, which is down here. We have no internal range liquidity here. Now, this is an order block. Okay. Shit. Yeah, those of you don't know what, we'll explain what it is later. I'll do it in another class, promise. But the idea is I'm aware of that we have a bullish order block here, so that could also act as support, right? But if it, again, the idea would be that, it's coming down to try to attack liquidity down here. If it does, then now we're into this fair value gap that I had talked about before on the hour and the daily, right? This is the daily. Let me make sure. Let me go back to the daily real quick. Yeah, that's the daily fair value gap. Let me come back to the 15. All right. Let me see. Did you choose your entry on the 5 or the 1 minute? Me personally, no. I choose the 15. I think Sal does his entries on the 3 or the 5. On the 15-minute, this is scalping, right? Yeah. When price, so yes, 15 minutes and lower would still be considered scalping. When price failed to displace the lows, you expect them to reverse to what contract? If price failed to you talking about in this scenario, if price fails to displace the lows, if it reverses, if it does reverse, then I'm probably looking so I would have to explain that. So if it does reverse, this is what I'm looking at, Ellis, and how my mind is working. I'm looking for a scenario like what I just showed earlier, like that, right? I'm ignoring this first move, but I'm looking to see if fair value gaps are being created in that first move. And then when it retraces back into the fair value gap, I'm looking for that support to hold. And then I'll take that entry. And my target will either be these double tops here or this high up here, to answer your question. Are you using previous day high and previous? Yes, I am. Fibs are, I just didn't do it. I mean, if I showed you how much I marked up the charts, we'd probably be here for, I'm trying to simplify it and simplify the, but yes, I do mark out. I mark out previous for swing trades. I mark out previous month high and lows. For on the month, I do it on the week, and I do it on the day. For scalping, I do it on the day and I do it on the hour, and then I see how the 15 reacts to it. Strat wise, y'all know what I'm talking about. The stratters, the previous high and lows are basically just your entries, right? Previous month high is your monthly call entry. Previous month low is your monthly put entry, and same thing for weekly. Same thing.
Man, see, look, y'all hear what he say? I ain't doing all that shit. That's why I use them indicators. I know y'all talk shit about me using them indicators or whatever. Man, look here. That shit cut time and a half, dog.
The
Pay
fair
pay
value.
$200 or however much that shit is a year, bro, and you get how many indicators you want. Man, fuck
Yeah,
all that marking that shit out.
no, he's right. He's right. I do it for practice just so I can see it. Like if I look at a chart bare, I can still see it with my eyes. So I do it for the practice. But no, there are indicators that do this stuff. Josh, to answer your question, will the fair value? Yeah, the fair value gaps actually they're just very they're very whatchamacallit, like clear. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm so scatterbrained right now with my words. But yeah, you can see the fair value gap there. Um, makes sense because it don't have backbone yet if no fair value. Something like that. Something like that. Because again, fair value gaps to me, I look at them as either support and resistance, just internal support and resistance. So, but yeah, if y'all want to get the like, you won't hear me calling you like a cheater or anything like that. And at the end of the day, who cares? Right? It's really about just making the money, right? It doesn't matter how many indicators, because I know there's a stigma about it, like, oh well.
Man, look, hey, look here. This one thing here. I'm not gonna say this individual name, but this individual, it's a woman. And talk about me using indicators. He can't draw this, he can't draw that. Man, get the fuck out of here. And this said individual realistically knows a whole lot more about the market than I do. But this motherfucker can't, make $100 a day in a trade to save a fucking million. There's a
Right.
whole lot of people talk a whole bunch of shit on this Twitter shit. They do this and do that. Man, my thing is this here. Where are your fucking receipts? You ain't never, showing shit what you do. Out talking all this fucking goat shit. Man, that's bullshit, man. Look, if them people ain't coming with receipts, dog, if they can't show you no confirmation or nothing, dog, man, they blowing smoke up your ass, bro. Them motherfuckers be getting their ass cooked, dog. Fuck every motherfucker, talk shit about you using indicators. Man, I use the fuck out them bitches, and guess what? I score at least $1,000 out the market a day, sometimes $2, $3, $5, $6,000.
Right.
Who gives a fuck? You scoring.
Right.
You making money for your family, man. This ain't about who the best trader is and all this shit.
Exactly.
Man, I leave that shit up to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? To call me specific names and shit. Cause soon as you start buying into that shit that said you the best, man, that's when you gonna get your ass cooked, bro. You gotta stay fucking hungry in this shit, bro. I'm from the project, dog. Man, look here, ain't shit was expected out of me. I was supposed to be dead before the age of 21, dog. And look what the fuck I'm doing right now. I could go to fucking New York at 6 a.m. if I choose to. I could go to Paris. I could go to anywhere in Asia Central Pay. This ain't no bragging shit, dog. I'm a hell of a testimony out. I shit y'all not, bro. Like, I can't want this shit for more than anybody else, dog. Like, I fucking live and breathe this shit, bro. Like, I swear to God, man. And I hate to be swaying on that, man, but this is my fucking life, bro. You show me a fucking chart, give me motherfucking good price action, and I'm gonna go scope. I promise y'all.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta love this shit, man. I studied this shit. Once I figured out I could make $10,000 in 10 fucking minutes, bro. Oh, me and the dope game and anything else that was illegal, we had a big, huge divorce, bro. You couldn't come around me talking about no street shit because I was engaged with the market. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no working, no job, wasn't doing no illegal shit. Man, get your ass away from around me. You endangering my life. I spent over 110 months of my life in the fucking penitentiary, dog. I didn't learn how to read until I was in that motherfucker, bro. I had my first job at the age of 26, bro. If I can do this shit, bro, any one of y'all can do this shit.
Yep.
For real.
Word. I'm hood rat myself. Yeah. So honestly, at the end of the day, there's no ego for me. There's no ego over here. I know like a lot of y'all see that crap on Twitter. Like y'all probably never see me like making fun of somebody else's. Look, at the end of the day, whatever works for you works for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, and this is why like I say, I tell my mentee all the time, learn from other people besides just me, right? You don't want to just like follow what one singular person's doing. You want to formulate your own as well too. All right. Anyway, to finish out this play, we'll get to Sal's what is All right. So let me see. Is this around the time? No, not yet. He said around. So it should be 1 o'clock. Let's see. Play it out. Oh, actually, no, this is the one. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My apologies. This is the one. My bad. Let's go back here. All right. So turtle soup, right? We get a turtle soup. We did break below. We did break below, right? This target here, right? But we then again we took out a shit ton of targets. I'm gonna get rid of this real quick and start framing Sal's trade, right? From through my eyes, not necessarily his, but Sal, feel free to feel free to put your input on this. Let me move this down here because we created a fair value gap there and created you there, right? Okay. We create a bearish breaker block. So honestly, a lot of resistance potentially for price to change. But we come down, we make a low, we make a new low after taking out the lows right here, right? Now, it could be displacement on the 15, but again, on the hour, because the next candle immediately reverses and comes right back in through the range, right? To me, that's not, how can I put it, proper displacement, right? Yes, you get displacement down here, but if I see the next candle immediately reverses and does something like this, I'm going to keep it a stack. I'm probably exiting the put that I'm in. All right, because we took out liquidity over here, this target over here. We took that out on the 15-minute, right? We just made a lower low, right? So my stratters, what does that do? Creates a broadening formation. What happens at broadening formations? Price reversals. Ain't she pretty? And this honestly, like I put Strat and ICT together so much, it's not even funny. I'm not saying you have to do it that way. It's just I can't help it because I've been doing the Strat for a very long time. I can't help but to see the Strat shed. Anyway, oh, questions. I guess yep, exactly. Broadening formation. Yep, they complement each other. Yep, they do. That's why I like them. But yeah, so create the broad information after the lows get taken out, right? So what happens at broad informations? Potential price reversal, right? We don't get a big exhaustion, and no, we don't get an actionable signal. But once I see that candle do that, immediately reverses, I'm probably going to exit the trade, especially once it already hit not one, not two, but three of my targets. Okay. So on this reversal here, it's not doing it my exact way, but still using the liquidity concept. Price swept the lows here. I'm not sure exactly when he alerted it, but Nolan Sal probably entered early, so that probably would have been the entry there. And again, he's not worried about, not necessarily worried about a stop loss, but if you wanted to pick one, I probably would use this, if it displaces into this fair value gap, I probably would use that as my stop loss to get out of the trade. But you see price sweeping the lows. There's your entry and play it out. Now, let's talk about this bearish breaker because I know we were talking about that during the chat. I kind of treat it the same way I treat a fair value gap. I'm looking to see if the 50% of the bearish breaker is going to be violated. And as you can see, it was. Excuse me. And as you can see, it was. So the fact that we don't get a rejection and possibly a reversal back to the downside is what told me not to get, like if I was in calls, not to get out of calls, right? Um, pure green candles and it's moving large candlesticks. So there's definitely institutional sponsorship there as well. The only other, I guess, roadblock for me was this inflection point, right? So even if you can't see it clearly with the 15-minute, right, what it did around this breaker block over here, maybe come into the 5-minute, smaller time frame, and what do we see? right? Right around that same breaker block, the 50% of the breaker block, we actually get an inversion fair value gap scenario. So when price trades back down into this inversion fair value gap, then you could have even used that as entry as well too, or confirmation to stay in said trade, because all it did was it came back to retest the 50% of the breaker block and then kept it moving from there. Actually, it kind of did the diagram that I was showing you, right? Run up, pull back, run up. Look familiar? So I didn't take the SPY trade because honestly, I had resigned my after I made the money off of the puts, I resigned myself to just chill for the rest of the day and probably just watch charts and kind of study how price is moving. But where did it end up going? Yeah, I mean, it actually said F all internal liquidity. Um, Hell, even if you didn't take that 5 minute that I just pointed out, and let's say, you could have taken this move, right? Once you saw trace back in, fair value gap, not on this candle, but on this one, once it starts displacing away, then go from there. But yeah, it basically from one end of liquidity, let me see, does it get to the other? Almost. Oh yeah, it did. Yep. One end of liquidity to the other. Yep. Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much it. Like that's again, maybe not exactly through, Sal's eyes, but I mean, for me, it was just the liquidity concept. When he called it out, I'm like, yeah, okay, liquidity sweep. That's probably why he's going calls. And yeah, it's not, it's like once you study it and know it, we may not see the exact same things, but I can follow the trade. I can understand why, the jumping into said trade. You can ask away.
Hey, so with all that being said, so I see that it looked like a hammer on the daily at close.
Yeah.
So, you or Sal can feel free to answer this one, but like what do you like foresee see it doing from there? So I mean, even as far out as Friday.
Well, ultimately, um, you got data coming in tomorrow, but a lot of times,
Exactly.
I haven't been doing it, in the group lately because we have a lot of beginners. But normally time, man, I'm known to swing through that data because in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, the charts tell you everything. The charts appear before the news and then the news be
Mm-hmm.
dropping. But this shit is
Mm-hmm.
algorithmically driven, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I mean, you gonna see some shit, and then you also got data the next day. Now, I'll say this here, so my bias would be bearish, but you know, um, the what I'm seeing on some of these time frames is absolutely bullish. Or,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm watching, I had told Tin Show earlier, man, I'm like, man, SMH could really turn up. And if SMH turn up, man, that's gonna make the market run like wow.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the
Gotcha.
data, I can't tell you what I think is going to happen. I can tell you that I have an open plan for either way. Like
Mm-hmm.
studying this ICT shit tells me that I don't really need to pay attention to like what a lot of the higher time. Well, let me rephrase. With the ICT stuff and liquidity, honestly, you can make money off of puts on a bullish day, and you can also make money off of calls on a bearish day, right? Because you're paying attention to liquidity on smaller time frames. So for me, I
Right.
have a plan either way. Now, with that being said, what exactly happened here? Right? Ran up, you get a reversal, break in structure to the upside, right? We're in a downtrend here. We finally reverse, but then we don't actually break structure until we get here. Okay. So at that time, we're bullish. We make lower highs though, relatively equal highs, and then we fall back down. We fall back into this fair value gap. Did we violate said fair value gap? Nope. We didn't violate it because we didn't displace below the fair value gap. So at this point, it may look like this could potentially happen if we did not have CPI. It's either that could happen or this could happen. There's your bearish fair value gap. This is your break-in structure to the downside. Actually, let me see. Do I have it? There we go. But it's all bullish. Damn, I don't have a bear. Damn. Thought I had a bearish OB created. Yes, no. Oh, there we go. We'll just use the weekly one. Bearish, right? So not weekly, obviously daily, but break a structure to the downside here, right? Fair value gap right above. So we could either do the first example that I showed you, or this. Ride back into that fair value gap only to reject, right? Making a lower high, and then we come right back down for liquidity down here, right? And if you look back in time, it's kind of was showing you, like, it was kind of showing you that anyway, right? If you really look backwards, higher high, right? Lows, lower high, right? I mean, yes, I know it's making higher lows here, but still lower highs there. We haven't really displaced above that yet. So again, the argument can be made for both sides, right? You just got to be prepared for either one. And again, watching to see what happens. Now, if CPI is bullish, I only really looked at NQ with this, so forgive me for not really having like a prediction with ES. But if CPI is bullish, then honestly, I'm looking for price to potentially come and attack these relative equal highs up here. I think we'll get past that. I think, because price is kind of, we're kind of getting into the discount range, so the algos might really go buck wild and crazy and take out this first high right here. And I think it might, get run past that to attack this relative equal. Now, what happens there? Don't know. If it does fall short by, hitting 19,000, basically 19,000 and rejecting, then honestly, I know how to play that. Then I know exactly what my target, because look, we're still in a downtrend, y'all, right? Market structure is still to the downside. It's still September, right? So market structure, we have a market structure. I'm sorry, I was going to point out that one, but we have a market structure. Oh, sorry. This is the most latest one. We have a market structure break to the downside here, right? So technically, like I said, we still technically, should be thinking market structure. We should still be thinking bearish. So when it's like that, then that tells me I'm sorry, not that one. My bad. That tells me to focus on areas of potential resistance. And yes, if we break through that, then yeah, my bias might start to change, especially if we break structure to the upside. I'm sorry, on this high. We break structure to the upside on this high and we create a fair value gap, then yeah, I'm going to wait for price to go past that. Again, drawing the same diagram. I'm going to wait for price to go past that, fall back into that range, and then take that entry to the upside. Does that make sense? And if it were to stay bearish for the Qs, then I'm essentially looking for price to probably respect this previous low where market structure was broken. Even if that's not the case, I may look for this fair value gap to be respected. So let's say, boom, boom, and then, but your target will be this low on the reversal. Your target would be that low. Let me change it to target. There you go. All right. So if it stays bearish and price wants to run up into the fair value gap or reject at this, Casper calls it an inflection point, this previous low. If it wants to reject there and not displace above, then yeah, like I said, I know exactly what I'm doing then. I know exactly what my target will be. Targets, excuse me. I'll probably have this one as a target as well too, and go from there if I were to trade on the daily. But yeah, essentially, I had like the point is having a game plan for both sides. If price does this, then I'm going to do that. And I hope that helps. Strat wise though, let's make sure it close. All right, so strat wise though, we did get a 2-1-2 reversal to the upside, right? So the idea would be that we would see a 2-2 continuation back to the upside. So we'll see. But yeah, it's really all going to be dependent on CPI. That's why, honestly, Doc, that's why I layer the higher time frame, like the fair value gaps, the marking out the previous week high and low, because when I'm looking at the charts, so this is how it ultimately is during the day for me. I literally have an NQ, just a chart just for NQ, broken down into different time frames, the daily, the hourly, and the 15-minute. So when I'm looking and seeing what's happening on the 15-minute, before entry, I'm still checking in and looking at what the hour's doing, still checking in and seeing what the daily is doing, right? So like if the daily were to, let's say, take out previous day highs, right? And I'm marking that out, but then I'm seeing like on the hour, it's wicking around that area. Kind of like what you're seeing here, right? Just wicking around that area. Okay, wait, I think we might get a possible reversal to the downside, right? Because it's wicking around that previous day high. And then it's coming back into the range below that. Okay, so wait, hold on. Especially when the previous day is an inside candle, right? Because you know where I'm going when I'm saying that. If the previous day high on an inside candle was taken, but we don't get displacement above it, like what we see with NQ, then that tells me, oh, okay. And especially if it closes like we're looking at a possible 1-2-2 rev strat, right? So for me, I layer them, right? What I have drawn on the daily, I have it like it shows also on the hourly and it also shows on the 15, and I label them. So then I can like layer my confluences together. So for example, if price trades up into this, right? But I'm seeing this wicking around the 50% consequent encroachment of the daily fair value gap, and I'm seeing this wicking there. And let's say maybe we create a bearish breaker block somewhere around this range, then I'm layering, okay, so we're in a daily bearish fair value gap. We're still respecting the 50. The hourly has a bearish breaker block. It's respecting that. And then I'm looking at the 15 from my entry. Oh, we just swept liquidity to the upside on the 15. So probably good opportunity to take that entry to the downside. So how would I suggest adjusting from swing trading because work schedule life, because the macro environment isn't ideal for swing trading right now too. Actually, I've been learning. So let's go. I've been learning and kind of like trying to find. No, This is not the 6. I don't want, I thought I had changed that. Hold on one second. Ah, there we go. So let's use you. Yeah. So I've actually been using, when did I call it out? Not this week, but last week's watch list, right? Chewy. Okay, yeah. So September, back on September 2nd. So let's go back to the daily. September 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, Friday to the, yep. So boom. Okay. Okay. All right. So again, the same exact thing that I was talking about earlier, right? Where you see a candle that makes a low, but then you get an immediate reversal to the upside. Also, we had inside candle at the time, how that week closed for Pfizer, right? Um, was it on the weekly or was it the daily OTE entry? Sitting at OTE entry as well too, right? So you just have to change up dot your like add certain things, I would say, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's still the same liquidity game, right? I see that we did not price came back down, traded on the daily into this fair value gap, but it doesn't violate it. All right. You see, it wicked outside of it, but never once did it violate it. No displacement below this fair value gap. And then as you can see, it's kind of sitting on top of it, right? Refuses to exit below or get below anymore, just sits on top of it, right? Also, we're at OTE entry. Then if we look at the weekly, again, the higher time frames, the weekly, I'm seeing that 2-2 reversal, strat wise. And then we also end up inside hammer to end the week, right? So when I see that, and then I'm also using what I'm seeing ICT wise on the daily, yeah, this can turn out to be a pretty decent swing. I'm keeping it a stack. I'm completely out of it, but if I were to enter using weekly entries, liquidity would have been up here. That would have been my target. I would have probably gotten some, since Pfizer is such a slow mover, I probably would have got something like the January calls or something like that, right? Just to give it time to like do its thing. But yeah, right, we're making higher lows. This is my, technically this is the second move, right? I'm sorry. This is the well, technically the fourth, right? First leg here, second leg, right? Traded back into a fair value gap. Third leg created, fourth leg, and then now we're looking for that reversal back to the upside to take out this high. But same concept, traded right back into a fair value gap. This one didn't, but if you look at where we wicked, this same area, right? If you look at all the previous candles, wicked in that area as well too. So that tells me there was definitely buying pressure there for Pfizer. And so yeah, thought it would be a good swing. I had meant to take the September calls, but I had accidentally chosen the October in a rush. Either way, I mean, it was still a pretty cheap contract. Um, not even trying to be like I told you so, but probably could have taken like 20 of those and wrote it out because I think it got to what was it, 114% somewhere around there at one point. But yeah, you can actually apply it to swinging. I'm still working on how to explain it. In a like I'm trying to work on not only doing the strategy, but figuring out a way that it can be explained in just a step by step, like look for this, look for this on this time frame, look for that on that time frame, smaller time frames, look for so give me some time, but yeah, it's definitely possible. Yep, no problem. Yeah, I'm actually done. Unless there's any other questions. This was it was just meant to be like a quick, show you what we were seeing during the trade recap and just showing like you see I didn't use not to like prove a point, but we didn't need the secret sauce. We literally at the end of the day really just needed to identify where liquidity was, identify the fair value gaps, and identify break in structure. After that, it's
So I
displacement.
want to say something else. The education doesn't stop here. Excuse me. The education doesn't stop here. Like you're gonna have to keep on constantly studying until you get it, and then you'll still be studying. I still study each and every day. Even with what I'm doing in my experience, this is something that's ongoing, will be an ongoing type of thing. You can have a $5,000-6,000 day, but you have to still keep going, pushing yourself, whatever.
Yep.
Uh,
All this weekend was nothing but ICT videos for me.
I'm glad that a lot of y'all interacted, asked questions, and all that good stuff. So kudos to y'all. For I know the debate. There's something huge that's going on. Salute to all y'all that came.
Yep. And no, Sal has a point. I mean, just somebody who I'm not gonna say like I sit in the shadows or whatever, but I do pay attention to like and watch the progression of those who ask questions and those who interact and don't really give a crap about asking stupid questions, and I put that in quotation marks, or asking the same question over and over again. I don't have statistics, of course, but just the eyeball tests, they seem to do better, right?
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
This is Trex. I mean, how can we listen to this recording again? Because obviously, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Pollock and I'm old head. I'm 51, so I got to read shit a couple times and look at it. But I'm following along, and like I said, I know the strat some and everything else. It's just like for me, it's the computer, how to enter, how to get out, and stuff like this, and the terms, and like how can I get into the Discord so I can follow along?
The Discord, I'll send you a link in your Facebook inbox, and let's get on a call like over the next few days. I'm not sure when because I'm dealing with the weather and shit, of course, and
Yeah, you guys got a hurricane or something coming, right?
Yeah, but just just keep in touch with me. Let's talk back and forth, and I'll definitely take care of you.
To answer your
I appreciate. I mean, I appreciate you guys all your knowledge, and what I mean to me, I mean, it doesn't matter how we all get the money. Like as long as you're getting profits, and who cares how you do it or your strategies. Like everybody's helps everybody out. It's teamwork.
Yep. I frankly don't care like what strategy you want to learn. Like I'm not going to be one of those people on Twitter. You need to only learn this strategy, but because I know there's people like that on Twitter. But at the end of the day, for me, it's just about hey, what does it take? How do you learn? Right? What's the best strategy for you?
Well, I look at it like this. I view it like this. What does it take for you to feed you and your family? You're not gonna let your kids starve, right?
That's true.
Right.
I mean, I see a lot of single mothers out here, man. Seriously.
Well, I'm a single dad.
I don't.
Hold on. That's kind of
literally the same here too, bro.
And I got two teenage daughters, but I got two adult sons, and my older son, my younger, he's like 23. My other one's a knucklehead. We trying to get him straight, but my other one, he has a buddy that does it too. So he's local, but I'm learning as I go along, and I just need somebody like to help me. He might be able to show me in person, but I'm trying to soak it all up. And here's my strategy: I'm 51 years old. I'm a disabled veteran. I get a VA disability. All my basic shit is taken care of. My rent, everything I got, you know what I mean? But I want more. I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? I grew up poor. Like I said, I'm like you, bro. I'm from the hood. Fuck that. We get money any way we can. My strategies, I just want my strategy. Look, teach me simple shit, and then the more complicated shit like the scalping and all that, we could do that later. I just need to make money.
Yeah, I got you. I'm a for sure take care of you, bro.
Got you.
I mean,
to answer your other question, yes, it is recorded. It takes some time to convert, but I'll upload it into.
No, that's fine. Like the next few days or something like that way, I could just go back and look at it. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate Sal. You know, what I mean, I found for him, and I'm just trying to learn like everybody else. But I just want to keep it simple. I don't need, you know, what I mean, I don't need to be sophisticated. I just want to be able to get in, make some money, and get out.
And I know I'll also say this here. I know everyone in here wants to make money. However, don't be quick to make money without educating yourself.
Right.
If you unsure of something, please don't, don't just throw money in there hoping that this shit, does something.
No, bro, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm gonna wait until like you guys give me knowledge, or I'm kind of like up to speed, and I feel like I have a demo account, and I've messed with like stocks like early before, not the last like COVID, but the crash way before, like the 90, the 2000s or whatever. But it was stock. It wasn't options. So it's like I'm not like unfamiliar, and I know how to recharge pretty good. But this is just all new language to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'll say this here too though. Like, I know a lot of people hate their job or whatever. For maybe it takes up too much of their time, or they can't get off when they want to, or they just got a shitty ass boss or whatever, man. But them jobs actually could propel you to a higher level in the market. Because being self-employed like myself, man, it take a lot of fucking discipline to do the right things. It takes structure. And I'll point out to this here. I only learned structure when I was locked up in the feds. Because up to then, I lived my life like Billy the Kid. I didn't give a fuck if I live or die.
Oh, bro, when I was in the Air Force, I was a knucklehead in the military. There was structure, obviously, but I kind of like went outside the structure. I'm just one of them dudes. You know what I mean? But it took me a long time to learn. But now I'm older and wiser. Now, like you said, I'm not just going to throw money, you know what I mean, and not be prepared. Like I'm going to prepare myself. I'm going to learn. And then when you guys are like, hey, your account's looking good, your demo account, we feel like you're good to go, man, go ahead and put $500 in there and fuck around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then compound your way to victory.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know what I mean? I have my VA disability, so I'm cool. My girls are teenagers, mothers, kids are sons. I'm a grandfather too. So my main thing is I just want to be able to take care of my grandkids. You know what I'm saying? And
Amen to that. Amen to that.
It ain't about us no more. It ain't about me. I'm cool. I'm cool. Like, you know what I mean? My daughters are going to be out of high school in a few more years, and I like to be able to at least teach them this skill too, and then for them to learn. And that's going to be for me and my sons to learn. So, hey, look, you can't say,
Doc,
you know what I mean?
So, hold on. Let me, Doc, you should tag, one of the moderators, for the charts and stuff like that. Now I'm going to say not me because I'm generally busy already. I'm not trying to say like, man, don't bother me with that, but I'm busy with a lot of things. I'd rather you tag like one of the moderators, to be honest with you, or, one of them.
If you tag me, it's gonna take. Don't expect an immediate answer, but yeah, I'll try to get back to you if you want to look at it.
It's all good. Everybody's busy. I just need some, guidance as we go along. You know what I mean? And whether you get back to me a couple of days or whatever. I know.
Oh no, I was talking to Doc about his question, but yeah, same thing for you as well too. Same thing for you.
Cool. Yeah. Because I've been watching videos, learning from other things and other people too and stuff like that. But I just need some guidance. You know what I mean?
Yep. Of course.
I mean, you guys been there, you know what I'm saying? But that's like how long have you guys been training, and like how are you guys doing? How long did it take for y'all to become profitable?
Going on 4 years now, and yeah, we came up through we came up through the trade community, and yeah, there was definitely ups and downs along the way, like trying to learn. And I come from an environment where, you know, certain discords I'm a part of, like you kind of get crucified if you ask like kind of like a rookie question. Um, but you know, so like I know what I get it when some people don't understand what's going on or whatever, which is why I'll always have patience with it because I kind of wish somebody had patience, you know, when doing that because it kind of creates this environment where you're afraid to ask questions, right?
Right.
And obviously that's not what we try to foster here. So yeah, like I still remember all that stuff, but you know, at this point it's really just about for me you know, growing. Um, you know, this it like what I told the mentee, it's about just being consistently right. Even if you missed the, let's say, missed an entry or something, well, as long as you were right about the whole entire plan, it doesn't matter because the more than likely the market's going to give you that same exact opportunity, probably in a different ticker or maybe later on down the line. But if you got the education, it really doesn't matter what the market environment is.
Mhm.
It could be a recession, it could be money printing, like, you know, it doesn't matter, right? You'll still be, I mean, it could even be a choppy environment and you'll still, you know, find ways to make money. But anyway, um, I
That's
do
what's up.
actually need to get going. Any questions y'all have, you know, again, please don't hesitate. If you want to put it in the beginner chat and tag me, that's absolutely fine. I'll try to get to them throughout the day tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out to the class. Anybody that's brand new that hasn't joined the Discord, once again, my name is Tencho. We do sector reviews on Saturday on YouTube. Sal does classes as well too. Not specific days, but he'll alert with enough time for you to join his class. Really good team here. We do have other admins and moderators, Phil the Keys, way too chill, really good with small accounts, finding like really cheap contracts, and you know, flipping them into pretty decent profits. Again, you know, Phil the
Man,
Keys.
one thing about you, I definitely got to brag on him, and I think more or less like why I love what he do so much because I was in another server that I was calling plays in, and I watched his growth, and he would constantly like ask me questions and shit like this. I'm not saying like he didn't know a lot because he definitely knew a whole lot, but he just wanted to view the market in my eyes. And he doesn't even trade the same way I trade. But what he is excellent on is reading them goddamn contracts. And what I mean by that is like he could read the hell out of flows and he getting better and better at it. I'm talking about like on a high top level. Like he can look at something and then he'll take a play or whatever. And then that shit, like it goes crazy. Like he good at getting them out the money strikes by volume and shit like that. I personally can't read that shit the way he do. Like that motherfucker a genius. Like you can, and his attitude about the market is dope as hell too. Like man, y'all could literally pick his brain about a lot of stuff. Like he sees the market, you know, I'm sure he looking at charts too, but he look at them contracts a whole hell of a lot, before he even get in the place.
Hey, yo, I just wanted to say I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all really took y'all time out to bring some light to some of our questions, and man, I appreciate it. And this is this Born Mogulite, by the way. My name is not that on here, but
Nah, what's up, man? I see you in the chat.
for sure, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all for real.
Appreciate you as well, my brother.
All right, bro.
Hope y'all have a blessed night, man. And I hope one of y'all one day cook me some stuffed rabbit,
Oh God, here we go with this rabbit.
Hey, rabbit's good. I don't know how y'all be doing that down south or anything, but I love me some rabbit.
Here we go. Here we
That's
go.
that country shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said, I'm a hood boy, but I mean, I probably got a little country somewhere because I fish and I don't hunt, but I fish.
Lord.
I'll kill some game if I have to. You know what I mean? So I'm just like y'all. I want to be down here with y'all because I want a gator. I want to kill boar. I want to, I want to catch
Hey, bro,
like
gator, man, gator tastes damn good.
Damn right it does. Black and Gator. Oh my God.
That's that gospel stuff, son.
And you guys got the big gulp shrimp. You
Now
got
see, I
everything
don't.
down there,
Now
man.
see,
Big blue crabs.
now see, I don't eat shrimp though.
Oh Lord. We don't eat
I don't
shrimp,
eat.
but we gonna
I
eat
don't.
rabbit. We gonna eat wabbit. We gonna
Yeah,
eat
I don't eat.
gator.
Man, I don't eat
Blasphemy
I
wabbit.
don't eat crawfish. I don't eat crawfish neither.
Actually, I can't get down with crawfish. I tried it and I don't get it. I don't get it.
Man, now my 60-year-old, he eat the hell out of this shit.
Like I mean, I get the tenderness of it, but I just don't like taste wise. I'm sorry, not trying to disrespect anybody, but I just don't get it. Maybe it wasn't made right for me, but I just don't get it. Like, what's
What you
the
talking about?
crawfish?
Well, man, look, you got to be from Louisiana to love this shit. Real
Okay,
talk,
like,
bro.
cause yeah, no, it was made for me once, and I'm just like, people going crazy about it. I'm like, all right,
What state you had it in?
um, it was a dude. I had it in Pennsylvania, so maybe
Dog, that's
That's
wild.
why they don't know what
okay,
they're doing.
yeah, okay, then maybe I need to go to Louisiana and try it there. But yeah, they made such a big stink about it. I ate it. I'm like, okay, what? I don't like.
I mean,
Okay,
I'm from Delaware. I mean, we go to like the Chinese buffet. They always have them. Like my daughters, they tear them up. I love them too. Like so, I guess it's who cooks them. But y'all down south, y'all know how to cook them. You know, I just love them. So it don't matter to me.
Sax, you don't mess with crawfish either, Sax.
too much carapace to work through to get to the meat on the nah.
Sax probably want to come on there and say,
Yeah.
"Man, hell nah, throw that shit in the trash."
Short
You got,
way, short
you got
way.
you guys got all the good fishing down there, man. You got the grouper, the redfish, man. Like, come on, man. You guys got it going on down there.
Yeah, 'cause
I don't
they
trust no
do the fish.
seafood that far from the ocean.
I mean, I'm not far from the ocean from Delaware. I'm like hour and a half. Like, you know, what I mean, but everything's the same up here. It's like
Oh
2
man, he stay up there with no Fever stay in Fever stay in Delaware.
Who's
Yeah,
in Delaware? You guys got somebody in the group from Delaware?
yeah,
Yeah.
one of the
Oh man,
moderators.
point me in the right direction.
She trades more futures though, more so than anything else. But nah, dude, yeah, just get with Sal. Sal gets you in.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll talk it through. Any questions that y'all have or whatever. Anybody else that's consider any questions y'all have, come on through and ask. Depends on the water quality. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go down a rabbit hole. And like I said, I gotta go. But yeah,
Hold up. I got one message because I see she on here. Jazz, get you some sleep tonight.
all right, get you some sleep. Um, if you
Thank y'all for real. Appreciate
All
y'all.
right.
No problem. Hey, y'all, have a good night. See y'all in the group tomorrow. Again, I'm not looking to touch anything until after probably that first hour closes. So I'll probably do something a little bit earlier, but I'm just waiting to see how the market digests to, whatever happens with CPI tomorrow, 8:30. But again, have a game plan for both ways. If we go bearish, know where we're going. If we go bullish, know where we're
Yeah.
going. All right.
And I know I be tagging a lot, but I do that a lot of times to give y'all my analysis and what I'm seeing on the market or whatever.
Yep. So just again, if there's any questions throughout the day, don't hesitate to ask. Of course, and I'm gonna keep it a stack. If you're a beginner and you don't understand what price is doing tomorrow, just sit and watch price action. There's
Yes,
nothing
absolutely. Absolutely.
absolutely nothing wrong with doing that.
So I'll say this here too though. Like y'all can tag Chill a lot. And Chill the baby. I mean Chill. Chill will be able to answer y'all. Portia, she'll be able to answer y'all too.
Weather permitting, right? Because she's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I had talked to her earlier on the phone for about a good 45 minutes, and
Okay.
she told me she was riding it out and stuff like that.
Yeah, I hope all y'all
And
stay
then we
okay.
had talked about Charles for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I hope he's good. Yeah, we won't gotta talk.
Nah, he in a bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't gotta talk about it, but we can do that offline. But let's hope it turns around. We'll stay positive and keep that in prayer. What was I gonna say? But yeah, for the rest of y'all, one other thing I'm gonna say as well too, right? There's going, like Sal said in his earlier alert, tomorrow should be a movie either way, bullish or bearish. Okay. keep your emotions in check.
Yes.
Okay. Keep your, like, do not start counting your money before you enter the trade. Do
Frisco,
not.
hold up. Frisco, get that market structure is one you should get. I don't know which traders you're playing that you're on, because some of them, have so many that you can, actually impute in the thing or whatever. So get market structure, get the order block if you understand how to use that, get the fair value gap on and the bearish breaker.
Excuse me. Damn. Sorry, guys. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, so keep your emotions in check. No matter how, excited we get in the Discord, keep your emotions in check. Okay. And at the end of the day, if you keep your emotions in check, it will stop you from doing stupid stuff like over trading, right? Like, especially if you're having a good day, right? Let's say you run it up, like, let me go ahead and get in that one other position, one other trade, right? Only to lose money there. So again, keep your emotions in check tomorrow. Look for your setup, take your setup, keep to your targets. Even if you think, oh yeah, CPI gonna make it run forever tomorrow. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a big money-making day. Yes, I get that, but make sure you keep your emotions in check.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, y'all. Wait, hold on. Two more. What do we got? P folks come to Delaware. Oh, okay. Yep. Y'all have a great night. Again, when this is done converting, I'll post it. Honestly, I'm tired, so I'll probably post it tomorrow. Just giving you, keeping it honest, and we'll go from there. Good clown, good session tonight, y'all. Talk to y'all on the next one.